So as I go down my hobby of portable amateur radio, my kit is always evolving. At one point I had one HF radio that I took out in the field, so my kit was pretty much simple. All the components were basically in one little pack. But as my interest grew and my radio collection grew, the kit got bigger as well. And I kept everything pretty modular because that's so many advantages to doing so. But there's always room for improvements, right? And recently during field day, I had a bunch of my stuff out, and of course, different coax and different antennas and all kinds of stuff are in different packs that kind of migrated around. So I spent a lot of time since field day, first off, resetting my gear to make sure that each modular is set up the way it should be. And I took out some stuff that I don't use, and I rearranged it and added some stuff that I do use. And one of the biggest improvements will be this guy right here. And that is my primary antenna bag. So let's dive into it and I'll show you what I got going on in here and why I have it the way I have it. So the pack itself is a roll-up pack from Osprey. I've been using these for many years backpacking, and I carried it over when I got into portable radio. I have a bunch of these things. They are fantastic. I will have a Amazon link down in the description where you can pick this up. I stand behind it 100%. I bought a bunch of them with my own money, and I cannot recommend them enough. Basically, it is a toiletries kit. It's all rolls up. As you can see here, there's a little hook that does not come out when you're working one-handed, but bear with me. So you can hang this from a ridge line in your hotel bathroom, whatever you want. Has several compartments with mesh so you can see what's inside. Zippered here, there's a two-part pocket here, and then the main zippered pocket. So this is my primary amateur radio antenna kit. It doesn't have all the antennas that I use, but it has two of them, or three of them, or four or five that I use quite often, and they all fit nicely in here. So instead of watching me fumble with one hand, let me open up one pocket at a time and go through it. First on this pocket is my linked in-fed half-wave from Pactenna, heavily modified. There's been several videos on that. And here is an off-center dipole from Ham Radio Antennas, call sign November 9 Sierra Alpha Bravo. Tim makes some great antennas. And then in here, I have some additional coax and two Faraday cloth antennas, and a roll-up in-fed half-wave from Flatlander. And then here in these two divided pockets, I have some miscellaneous connectors. So let's dive in and I'll show you each kit and why it's the way it is. So as I mentioned, in the first pocket is my linked in-fed half-wave from Pactenna. If you get it from Pactenna, it will be one length of wire that's cut for 20 meters, an additional length that's cut for 40. You link them together and you have 40, 20, 15, and 10. This guy just on its own is 20 and 10. I did things a little different. You may have seen the hack that K8 MRD Mike from Ham Radio Tube did, where he added a few links to the 20 meter element. And I did the same thing. I replaced the wire with Soda Beans wire, mainly because this was a Pactenna that I broke the original radiating element with, so I replaced it with some new wire. I have a link for 15 meters, 17 meters, and then this 20. So I got two links inside this section, then the other section that'll give me 40. Now you may say, why did I add a link for 15 when I can get 15 with the whole thing? Well, I'm not having to hang up this much wire, so that keeps the size down. And the small size is why I have an in-fed half-wave with me all the time for portable operations. They're quick to set up. They don't take up as much real estate as a as a dipole or other type of resident antennas. Pretty versatile, kind of my go-to antenna. Now in the slightly larger center mesh pocket, I got a slightly larger antenna. This is an off-center end-fed half-wave that's a QRP model from N9 SAB, Tim. And I got the complete setup here, and I can explain to you what I did. I got the antenna itself, and as you can see, it's a very heavy-duty antenna. Add the S-binder, of course, and on each leg of the antenna, I got it all held together with a Velcro strap, and I got some Dyneema cordage tied off to the ends onto a aluminum tent stake. So everything I need to guide this thing out or deploy this thing, whatever you want to say, is there. And the old hiker adage, I added some length of electrical tape to the end just for the need in the field. Although you can see it's pretty melted down and may not be any good, but hey, it's there. Also from Tim, N9 SAB, and in the blog post, I will leave a link to his Etsy store where you can pick up a wide range of dipoles and end-fed half-waves and chokes. This is N-line BNC choke, so that's pretty cool. I will connect this right to the end of his antenna, and then I keep a length of RJ316 coax with this right in there, just because this is the right length to get from the dipole on top of the mast that I put on or up in the tree down to the ground where I connect the radio, or another length of coax to get me a little farther away depending on how I'm set up. Nice thing about the end-fed or the offset end-fed half-wave is it's resident on multiple frequencies, or excuse me, it's resident on multiple bands, so it gives me some options without a tuner. And of course, if you have a tuner, it works more often, where Now in the main pocket, I have the main length of coax that I'll use. The length of coax I use for the dipole, if I'm not using the dipole, it does not leave that pouch, that way I don't lose it. Unless of course if there's a situation where I need longer length of coax than what I have here for my setup. Regardless, when I pack things up, I make sure that guy is back where it belongs. I make sure everything goes back where it belongs, because I gotta keep this kit organized and keep that as a discipline. So that's my main length of coax. I believe it's 25 or 30 feet of RJ316. Yes, RJ316 is not the most efficient coax, but it is extremely compact and lightweight and great for POTA and summits on the air, and takes up no weight, and I'll take the little bit of loss in that short of length any day of the week. I also have a Pactena choke that I will use with end-fed half-waves once in a while. Remember, the coax coming off an end-fed half-wave is your counterpoise, so I'll have that length, and then I'll connect this closer to the radio. I just noticed one thing that I need to add to this. I have a shorter run of RJ316. It's like a 2-foot run. I will add that to go from here to a radio. If I don't have a mast, I do have a length of Dyneema cordage and a arborist throw weight, so I can throw the antenna into a tree. I'll kit it up together here so it takes no space. Got another Velcro strap to hold it all in. And then I have this end-fed half-wave from Flatlander, a ham radio friend of mine from Illinois. I see him every year at the Wisconsin ham radio campout. Last year he brought a bunch of these with for a door prize, and a bunch of us won them, so that's pretty cool. 40 meter end-fed half-wave BNC connector. This is QRP model. It all rolls up nicely on this 3D printed case, so it sits in there nice and secure. It doesn't take up much space. It's pretty protected, and I got a third HF antenna, all the deal. And then to round off the kit, I have two Faraday cloth J-pole antennas from the Ham Radio Rookie. VF Comms, I believe is his website. Again, I'll have a website or a link to the Etsy store for all the antenna manufacturers I have here. Flatlander, Ham Radio Rookie, Tim, N9, SAB, and Pactenna. So you can check out their stuff. Highly recommend all of them. All made by garage shops, basically 1 or 2 man shows, and they're all good people. So I got the 2-meter J-pole and I got the 6-meter J-pole. I love these things. They fold up, take no space at all, and they just work. And just a quick note before I zip this thing back up, pack the way I use it. The items I use the most are on the outside and easiest to get to. So there you go, boys and girls, a quick rundown of my primary portable amateur radio antenna bag. I'm pretty happy with the way this thing's turned out, and I think it's going to make a big improvement on my field radio expeditions, knowing I have everything I need in one place and not scattered out. Now I just got to do my due diligence of making sure it stays that way. Everything in a place, and a place for everything, or however that saying goes. I think I got it backwards, but I'll leave it as it is. Just takes some discipline of me that if I borrow something out of a kit, I put it back immediately. Or better yet, put forth the effort to make sure that each module of my kit is the way it should be, and I don't need to be flipping and flopping and switching stuff. So, hope you found this interesting, or at least entertaining. Catch you later.